Hi guys, so I'm going to show you how I made this blanket. I just washed it for the second time. It's really loud out here, you know, we're in nature, but I'm going to show you how I made this blanket. So let's get to it. Alright, so welcome back to my channel. I'm going to show you guys how I've made this blanket. I have it folded right now on my desk, so there's a lot of layers right here. Basically, it's very simple. I pick out the colors that I think work well with each other. I get a lot of compliments about my color choices, and really all that comes down to is always, in order to make a really fun, colorful project, you definitely want to just find beautiful, colorful yarn, because once you find beautiful, colorful yarn, somehow it just all meshes together. Yeah, I got it from Michaels. This is not sponsored. It's their Craft Smart yarn, and hopefully one day I can collab with Michaels, because I absolutely I use this yarn for literally all of my crochet projects. If you go down on my page, all the way down, you'll see that I've used this yarn. So this yarn is my favorite. Yes, you can see I have a lot of different colors. We have pink and orange, blue and orange, some blue and green, white and green, brown and white, red and pink, like so many colors. And I also want to give a shout out to my younger brother, because he gave me Michael's gift card, and that's where I was able to get all of this yarn, and I'm much appreciative. First and foremost, I believe I was using a 5mm crochet hook, or I was probably using a 4, 4.5, or a 5, one of those ranges. And this is a 5.5. I'm just using this to kind of point us and direct us. I don't know, I'm just using it. What I did was, you know, you start off, you make your chains, and then every second color you're switching. So these are double crochet stitches, so every other two I switch to that color, and then I repeat this pattern literally throughout the whole blanket. What I did is I actually started, you can see I did 64 stitches, I'm pretty sure. So 64 stitches for one panel, right? So this is 64 stitches, and then you can see I attached the panel, right? You can see this orange string is where I attached the panel, and then I did another 64 stitches, and then for the last panel you can see I attached it again. I did 3 panels, so each panel goes about, so it is a very wide blanket, and I love it for that, because honestly, I've made a lot of crochet projects and I've sold a lot, but I find that this project is something that I've actually used. This is the second time I've washed it since I've made it, and I've slept with it multiple nights, and I'm happy about that, because usually I really don't use any of the projects that I make. I might wear them here and there, but it's really, really rare. But this I've used over 5 times, so I love this. You do the 2 switches, 64 stitches. You go as high as you want. So you can see that for this row, I only did 2 rows, and then I switched color. And then when you switch color, you also want to make sure that the color that you're taking on is not going the same here. For my other project, I would have blue continue, but then I said, you know what, it might look a little bit cool to also do blue and then bring the blue here. So that's what I focused on for this project. Continue that with the green and then the green there. So it's really up to you when you want to switch colors and how much you want to do it. For me, it's all about a feeling at the end of the day. I'm not trying to copy this from somewhere else. Yeah, so I just go with the feeling. I said, okay, you know, it feels good just doing these 2 rows. Let me now switch the color. And that's just how I really go about the blanket. And I think that's why the blanket kind of has its own personality. Like, it's kind of just like everything is mashed together. It's loud, but it's not like uncomfortably loud. At least that's not how I feel about it. I just feel like it's very full of color and design, but at the end of the day, it's a nice, heavy, weighted blanket, and I absolutely love this yarn. And now let's talk a little bit more about the yin and yang sign that I used for this pillow, or sorry, for this blanket. There was I wanted to kind of add this in my blanket. Usually I don't add any like designs, it would just be like the brown stripes, but I said, you know what, let me just kind of have some more fun with it and kind of make it like more of a modern twist. but definitely not even the yin and yang symbols are modern, because you can see I use many different colors, and each of the yin and yang symbols on this blanket, like this one is black and white, and then this one is a very bright yellow with pink. What I did is I found a yin and yang symbol on Pinterest that was already pixelated, the yin and yang sign in the back, and what I did was, it was obviously very small, so I had to kind of doodle on a piece of paper, okay, I'm gonna make 4 stitches yellow. I'm trying to make like double of what I saw. So in the picture, if it had 2 stitches here, I would do 4, and so on. So I'd kind of multiply it so I know that I can make the yin and yang that I saw on the Pinterest kind of a bigger size, and this is the size that it turned out. I will what could I do for y'all? I could leave a picture of what it is, and maybe you can reference it on the screen so you can see, okay, there is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 pink here, and I'll do that. I feel like that's the easiest way, because I can't reference the one from Pinterest because it's really small, and so if you want a larger size, then I'll just take a screenshot of my size, and then you can count the rows yourself, okay? As I was making the blanket, I didn't have to reference that yin and yang symbol or reference my notes, which my notes were really kind of confusing because it was like 14 purple, 14 blue, like it was just like a lot going on. But once I did my first yin and yang, then I was able to just kind of follow it and look at it from when I previously made it on the blanket, which made it easier, because then I know, okay, it's easier to say that there's 4 here and that there's 6 there, and that's what I was doing. When you're doing the symbols, you always want to make sure that your striped effect is still there, so you want to make sure that it's lining up. So you can see that the brown lines up here, even though the yellow takes over for a bit, the brown still lines up there. So you just want to make sure that everything is kind of lined up, so that when you come back, it's not like white is here and then you come and there's brown up there, so the white is there, you know, everything comes aligned. I gave it a wash before I used it, just because yarn does feel like it was rubbed up against something, but once it was clean, it just has this nice heavy weight to it, and it definitely keeps me warm at night, and I love this blanket. So thank you so much for joining me through this walkthrough tutorial. I hope that you were able to follow it and gain some more insight. And yes, thank you so much. So thank you so much, and have a great rest of your day. Bye bye.